welcome to the Katz Institute for Women's Health Katz Conversations. My name is Alexa Tiven Sanfilippo, and here with me today is cardiologist Dr. Sunny Sagai Keppel, assistant professor at the Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell. Welcome, Dr. Keppel.
Hi, Alexa. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's jump right into this. What drew you to women's health?
Yes, that's a great question. So it had all started when I was younger, and watching how my grandmother interacted with her doctor. She immigrated from the Caribbean, a small island called Grenada. And when she was young, she developed rheumatic heart disease, and that caused complications as she became a young adult. So in America, she was able to follow up with a cardiologist, and I saw the relationship she had with them as she got older, and she was able to live a long, healthy lifestyle because of her cardiologist and taking her medications and the follow-up. So I was really impressed at a young age that you could have such significant history and medical history and cardiovascular conditions and live a long, healthy life. And that made me interested in cardiology in general. And then furthermore, women's health, because women often have different symptoms than men. And I feel like at a young age, I was aware of that, fatigue, shortness of breath. So I say that would probably be the main reason why I went into cardiology and women's health.
I love a connection with you and your grandmother. That's beautiful. Okay, so what has been the most rewarding part of your career and life, or one or the other?
Yes, so I've had a lot of good experiences. I would have to say, most recently during the holiday season, I received a card from a patient that was very touching. Basically, she's a new patient for me. I saw around the fall of last year, and she had shortness of breath and fatigue. So the fatigue is not very typical, as I was mentioning. I did testing on her, a heart ultrasound, and evaluated her heart arteries with a CAT scan. She ended up needing coronary artery bypass surgery. So she needed to be admitted in the hospital. She had the bypass surgery, was extensive, and her surgeon was excellent. He kept me updated of her progress during the hospital course at North Shore University Hospital, and she did great. And I saw her for follow-up, and she's doing well. And then what touched my heart was I did get a holiday card from her and her family with actually all her grandkids on it, on the holiday card. And then she wrote a little message to me and it said, "Thank you for saving my life." So I definitely became tearful when I read that. And I felt like I was like a part of her family because I got a picture to see her beautiful family. And then those words, I've never heard that before from a patient. So I think that was one of the best experiences I've ever had, most rewarding experiences.
I love that. That's a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that. So, how do you manage your work and life balance in the busy world that we live in?
Yes, so the world is very busy, could be very stressful. I think it's important to take time to separate your work from your personal life. So I try to get all my work done when I'm in the hospital or in my office. And then when I go home, it's just time for my family or friends. So I think that's important. Try not to keep them separate. I think that's what I try to do. And then also doing things for fun and having hobbies to kind of like relax and get rid of all that stress is important as well, which I like to do as well with music.
You keep your psychological well-being in your life and your practice?
Yes, so I would say music is very important to me. I've been a musician since I was in high school. I played the violin and piano for the orchestra. I don't play the violin as much, but the piano, I try to keep up with that. And I think it helps me relax, get rid of the stress, and not think about anything scientific. I kind of feel like it's a more creative time for me to play music and just to even listening to music is important to me. But that's a way I take time to take care of my emotional well-being and sometimes reading as well, just reading something that's not scientific. Since I was younger, I enjoyed mystery novels, so that's something I do once in a while. So I would say the reading and the music for me.
Right. That's great. So you might have just answered the next question, but can you tell us another passion you have outside of medicine?
Yes, so my passion would be definitely music, playing the piano. I think I would also say reading as well. And anything like I think those would be the two my two most favorite hobbies to do. And I do enjoy like cooking as well, and baking. So that's also something that I like, especially being from the Caribbean and cooking certain cultural dishes and learning that from my mom, who's a great cook. So I think anything that's not scientific is good for me and makes me relax. So I would say the cooking and the reading and the music.
Great. That's great. Okay, this is my favorite question. What would you do or what would you like to do if you weren't a physician? Do you have another something else in mind?
Yes, so I've been asked that questions many times in the past, and I've always said there's nothing else I could do. But actually, recently I was thinking about it, and I think I would be a veterinarian because I would still be able to
Oh, I love that.
take care of others, right? It's not a human being, but an animal is just as important. They're a part of our lives. They're like our family. And when I thought about that question I was asked before, I said, actually, I think veterinarian would be something that I would enjoy. I love animals. I grew up with dogs since I was younger. So I think that's probably a way I would be able to express my care and concern and empathy and all of that, actually.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody, what would you say to someone who was considering your field of medicine in cardiology?
Yes, so that's a great question. So I will make sure that they know it is a busy field. It could get hectic, could be stressful, right? But it's very important, and you should feel really honored that someone's coming to you to basically be one of the most important physicians for them, right? Everyone is always concerned about their heart, and they're putting their basically life in your hands. So I think that it's a great accomplishment to become a cardiologist, but it's important to know it's hard work to get there. But you can do it as long as you're in it for the right reasons, right? And it's always about patient care and then also developing good doctor-patient relationships and working together with your patient. You may want to recommend a certain treatment, but your patient may not want that for whichever reason it could be. And trying to work with them, I think that's really the key to succeeding as a physician, even as a physician in general. But I would say it's a very rewarding, it could be demanding, but very rewarding career. And I think that, it would be a great choice for someone who is motivated and also interested in how the heart works and the physiology of the heart is important.
Now we have a bunch of rapid fire questions. So whatever comes to your mind first, that's what we're going to have you answer. So what is your favorite food?
Yes, so I'd say my favorite food would be any kind of seafood. So usually a dish I like to make is like shrimp and scallops mixed with peppers and curry. And something simple like white rice and like a nice salad. Especially as a cardiologist, I try to practice what I preach and avoid too much red meat. So it's actually very tasty, and I would say that would be my favorite.
Great. Do you remember the last great book that you read?
Yes, so the last book I read was One by One by author Ruth Ware. It's like a mystery, like whodunit novel. So it's kind of like the kind of books that I like
Mhm.
to read. So that was very good.
Do you collect anything?
Yes, so actually I would say keychains. So whenever I go on vacation, and if I get souvenirs for family and friends, I always end up getting keychains from that particular place, that country. So actually I think keychains would be something I collect.
I love that. I always like to hear what people collect when they go on their vacations. Okay, do you prefer bridges or tunnels?
I would say bridges. I feel like tunnels, I'm too closed
Okay.
in.
The
Bridges,
beach,
I up the water.
totally get it. The beach or the mountains?
Beaches. My family's from the Caribbean, and they have beautiful beaches in the Caribbean. I'm definitely a beach person. Yeah.
Your favorite band or type of music that you listen to?
Yes, so I definitely listen to all genres of music. I feel like they have their time and place. But I would say kind of like calypso, soca, reggae music. Always has like a nice beat to it, kind of
Okay.
like everything is going to be okay, that kind of music. Yeah.
Right. Vanilla or chocolate?
They both are very good, but chocolate, because if I have like a chocolate brownie, that's like my favorite dessert. So
hmm Do you prefer a band or a DJ?
I would say a band, because I do play music and I was in orchestra when I was younger. So I'm kind of used to like bands. So I would say a band for sure.
hmm Your favorite movie?
Favorite movie would be Remember the Titans. So that's a great movie. And
Okay,
I
great
like,
movie.
yes, I feel like it has something for everyone, all walks of life. You can take something away after you watch that movie. It's very touching parts of the movie. So I think that's a movie everybody should watch at some point.
I 100% agree.
Great,
And
thank
last question, sweet or salty?
So if you know my family and friends, they know I have a sweet tooth. So I'll always finish all the desserts. We go out, I'll always be nibbling on something or bring a snack with me. So I like salty sometimes, but most of the time I would pick something sweet. Yeah.
That's great. Well,
Thank
Dr. Keppel, it was so wonderful getting to know you on both the professional and personal level. Thank you again, and I'm sure our viewers will really enjoy getting to know you. Thank
you
you.
much. Thank you so much, Alexa, for having me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you.